Hey there, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking something pretty amazing. We're going to look at how a seemingly basic textbook excerpt from the educational material Mridang brilliantly takes a single, totally relatable theme, a bicycle, and uses it to teach a whole spectrum of foundational skills. We'll see how early literacy and creative expression are built step by step for young students using nothing but the joy of a bike ride. Okay, let's dive into this. Before a kid even realizes they're sitting in a language lesson, they're hooked by this real-world scene. Just children happily riding their bicycles, wearing helmets, loving the outdoors. By kicking things off with something students inherently get and enjoy, the curriculum completely removes that intimidation factor of learning to read. It grounds the upcoming academic work in pure, familiar fun. And from that joyful starting point, the lesson introduces a poem. It kicks off with these lines. I have a red bicycle. I pedal and I ride. Just think about how that actually sounds. That rhythmic, rhyming structure, it's a completely captivating entry point into reading out loud. It actually mimics the motion of a bicycle, steady, predictable, propulsive. It gives young learners the confidence to sound words out because the rhythm just naturally carries them forward. So I've got to ask you, how does a simple bicycle ride actually turn into a masterclass in reading and writing? Because what comes next isn't just a cute poem, no. It's a carefully constructed blueprint for linguistic development. Let's explore this building blocks journey together, literally block by block. Riding into literacy. The very first step here seamlessly introduces essential early vocabulary, and the text is ingeniously crafted to blend two totally different types of words. On one hand, you've got your foundational sight words like I, and, is, in, my, basically the glue that holds English sentences together. But on the other hand, it throws in these exciting, action-packed new words tied directly to the bicycle theme, words like pedal, helmet, and everywhere. By mixing those high-frequency structural words with the engaging descriptive ones, kids build reading comprehension without feeling overwhelmed. Now here's the really cool part. The learning absolutely doesn't just stay on the page. The material includes these fantastic teacher notes that add a whole meta-learning layer. Step 1 prompts the educator to ask kids to describe a bicycle they've seen out in the real world. Step 2 starts a conversation about vital safety measures like, wearing a helmet or a seatbelt. This is so brilliant because it yanks the curriculum right off the paper and connects it to real-world observation and essential life skills. Moving right along to block 2, building a vocabulary. And this brilliantly illustrates how the lesson levels up. It moves from abstract poetry to concrete, physical understanding with a clear diagram of a bicycle. It's a tactile exercise where kids have to visually identify the physical components and actually write them down. It totally transforms reading from a passive activity into an active, analytical task. Just look at the specific mechanical vocabulary introduced here. We've got seat, pedal, wheel, bell, handle, carrier, and brake. By asking students to map these exact words onto the matching parts of the drawing, the lesson physically grounds their vocabulary development. They're realizing that words have specific utility, and they correlate directly to the tangible world around them. But it goes even further than just mechanics. The Teacher Notes guide educators through this amazing sensory and inclusivity extension. First, kids listen to recorded sounds of different bells. Then, they discuss other wheel devices like tricycles. And crucially, step 3 asks them to sensitize themselves to the use of wheelchairs for movement. That is profound, right? It expands vocabulary into auditory identification and uses a concept of wheels to foster real empathy and understanding about different mobility needs in their community. Which brings us to block 3, mastering sounds and articles. All right, so here we transition from physical vocabulary straight into foundational grammar. The curriculum actually slows down its pacing right here to focus on a very specific phonetic target, the short vowel sound a. Think of the sound you hear in words like pan, rat, and mat. Because before a child can write complex sentences about bicycles, they really need to internalize these core phonetic sounds. It's a precise micro-lesson nested perfectly within the bigger theme. Now, what's really interesting here is how this visually teaches a core grammatical rule. Once the kids recognize that short vowel sound, the lesson introduces the proper use of articles. It contrasts using a versus using an. So, a rat versus an ant, a mat versus an axe, a pan versus an apple. Students visually and audibly learn that and is used right before words, starting with that specific vowel sound. It's rule-based learning, but made incredibly simple and digestible.
And finally, block 4, unleashing creative expression.
This is where the energy really ramps up. Those rigid grammar rules give way to completely boundless imagination. The text drops this wonderful prompt: imagine that you have a magic bicycle. Draw it in the box. This is the ultimate creative application of every single building block we just talked about. The kids aren't just reciting facts anymore. They're creating a brand new world, putting both their artistic creativity and their newly minted linguistic skills to work. To help guide them, teachers are given these specific prompting questions. Where would you go? What would you do there? What would you see there? And hey, these aren't just casual throwaway questions. They are literally the architectural framework of narrative storytelling. By answering them, students are visualizing their ideas and turning what looks like a simple drawing exercise into complex, imaginative thinking. And that brings us to the end of this incredible linguistic journey. We went from a simple red bicycle to the actual mechanics of grammar, all the way to a magic vehicle of the imagination. So, I'm gonna leave you with the exact same provocative thought this lesson asks its young learners. When you think about the power of foundational education and the absolute joy of creative expression, what would you do with your magic bicycle?